is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Good afternoon, it's Tuesday, July 8, 2025. Mental health is real. Seek help and the stigma on the news this afternoon. Persistent rainfall slows business in Port Harcourt. Woman accused of setting her lover ablaze in Choba breaks silence. ASU suspends services over salaries. On the foreign scene, U.S. defense disaster response as death toll in Texas flooding rises. I'm Ifechuku Moyele with the news. Now, it's been a slow business morning in Port Harcourt today as heavy rainfall has left major roads flooded. Some shops are closed due to the situation. Our correspondent caught up with some business owners who expressed worry over the impact of the persistent rainfall on sales.
Now the rain is disturbing. We know they work, we know they sell, everything they stand still. Even now once they eat a day. There are people know they buy market. Before we go work, we say the one where you work. That selling, block work, where they disturb. If you see the one where I work yesterday, now everything scatter.
As you they see me now, they bear water for my shop. It affect us well. I don't know whether na 7 days rain. No, you know allow us to buy market. You know allow us sell market. Customers everybody hang for their house. Nobody they come buy market, and you don't see now water don't gather full my shop. Market, you know they move. We just dey here, they watch how the rain they fall. They watch how people they walk out for road, and some motor self you know they move.
Since yesterday, no business, no market. When there is rain, there will be no money now. Everything will cease.
Now, some road users also raised concerns on the level of flooding and traffic on NTA and Wolo axis. They called for the drainages to be channeled properly.
Because they are lost to go out. So as the river says now, flood everywhere. So we know if we move out, passengers are not there. So nobody will come out, and they flood everywhere. Most of all these gutters them. But then to channel the gutter to where the water go to float.
This time they worry this rainy season, and the government just help us. Rainy season, the way flood they worry everybody, especially this express road. Polu yesterday now, today nobody go fit pass there. The kind of highway they there. This morning like this now, just this somewhere. All motor dey garage, nowhere to go because of the flood. May government help us.
I see a lot of traffic jam at NTA, even from the flyover to NTA, like heavy traffic, the flood. People are normally threatened. So people try from Rumola to Zuba Junction.
Now, in Choba area, some residents of First Mechanic who are mostly students of the University of Port Harcourt say the rain has made the road to school impassable.
This rain is becoming very, very annoying. I can't even leave my house this morning. I have practical in school. Everywhere it's flooded. As if I can't go out of my house, and there's nobody I will complain to. We can't even leave to go to school, nothing, attend any other thing we can't because the rain is very, very strong. And the road is bad, no way to move. To even get something to eat is no going out, very difficult.
Whenever it rains, it always happens repeatedly. There will be flood everywhere, and it stops us from going to school. Like today, now I have practical. I can't even go to school because of the flood everywhere.
They called for urgent government intervention.
So please, I want the government to do something about this rain, this flood, water everywhere. Please, the government should do something about this. Please. It's really getting out of hand.
Please, we should do something about the road. The government should come and do something about this thing because whenever it rains, it always happens repeatedly. There will be flood everywhere, and it stops us from going to school. Please, they should come and do something.
Now, last night, motorists were stuck in traffic for hours on major roads like the East-West Road, NTA Road, SAS Road, among others, due to the heavy rain which flooded some parts of the city. Some commuters were forced to walk long distances due to no commercial vehicles on the road. On Sunday, the Nigerian Meteorological Agency NIMET predicted rainy and thundery weather conditions from Monday to Wednesday across the country. Meanwhile, Rivers State is one of the 21 states the NIMET has placed on flood alert for July 2025, warning of possible flash floods due to ongoing rainfall patterns across the country. Other states at notable risk include Lagos, Edo, Benue, Sokoto, Bayelsa, Delta, and Akwa Ibom. NIMET urged residents in these areas to take precautionary measures such as clearing drainage systems, switching off electricity during flooding, preparing emergency kits, and relocating if necessary. It comes amid criticism of state government by environmental health groups, climate researchers, and town planners. They accuse many states of mismanaging over 620 billion naira in ecological funds despite repeated flood disasters. The Africa Environmental Health Organization and other stakeholders have called for stricter oversight of how ecological funds are spent, especially as many flood-prone areas remain unprepared and vulnerable. As you may know, while defending the proposed 1.485 trillion naira 2025 River State budget in June, the sole administrator, retired Vice Admiral Ibok Ete Ibas, said environmental resilience is a top priority, with significant provisions for food mitigation and waterway rehabilitation. He said 38.85 billion naira has been allocated for shoreline protection, land reclamation, and erosion control, supporting long-term environmental resilience and disaster mitigation effort. He said these interventions, if implemented, will reduce displacement in riverine communities and safeguard vital ecosystem amid rising climate risk. In the meantime, the Rivers State government has responded to the request by the House of Representatives Ad Hoc Committee on Rivers Emergency Rule regarding the 2025 budget. Last Monday, the committee gave the state government 48 hours to justify several allocations, including 24 billion naira for CCTV cameras at the state government house, 30 billion naira for gunboats, and 23 billion naira for contingency reserves. A source tells our correspondent that the government has submitted its response to the lawmakers' demands. The source did not, however, specify whether all the committee's concerns were addressed. It's not clear when the meeting was held or when the lower chamber will okay the budget. The Senate already approved the Rivers budget last month. Moving on now, some callers on Wazobia FM's PH Community Matters have raised concerns over constant harassment by alleged task force officials. According to the callers, these individuals demand outrageous fees, as much as 25,000 naira from small shop owners, and if they don't pay, they are either beaten up or their goods taken away. They called for the intervention of the government.
I dey sell for container shop, but you wey dey give me dey give pass money wey be say food dey say for normal block shop no go even dey pay. I even carry my gen if I no pay. The service paper on 30th of this month, I no fit do business, my gen now they don carry am. Government help me abeg. Maybe the thing too much, some go come go pay, some go come go pay. We complain of their customers. I fear tax force for Rivers State for that whole area. The guy that carry on some media man dey come. The guy no even carry passenger like that o. Na so dem block the guy for there. Keep punching. The way they beat the guy, connect the motor like kidnapper. This is very serious to me. So if I talk say some administration or the people wey dey take charge of that council, you dey hear me now. How those guys go keep person for ground one day for am?
Well, away from that, Cynthia Chukunda, the young lady accused of setting her boyfriend ablaze in Port Harcourt, has denied it. As you may know, a young man identified as Sonny Amadi died following a fire over the weekend in what neighbors say is a case of abusive relationship between two lovers in Choba community, Obiakpa local government area of Rivers State. Neighbors told our correspondent who visited the apartment that the couple had a history of violent fights and recalled Cynthia allegedly stabbing Sonny last December and once poured petrol on him, threatening to set him ablaze during an argument in February. Now, they say Sonny moved out for 2 months but later returned. Now, they said last weekend's incident started on Friday night after a minor quarrel. Sonny reportedly tried to leave the house but was stopped. Neighbors said they saw smoke coming from the apartment around 2 a.m. on Saturday. Sonny was found crawling out with severe burns and was rushed to the hospital where he later died. A viral video later showed Cynthia in a hospital bed, also badly burned. Speaking from her hospital bed, Cynthia, who appears pregnant, explains what started the fire.
That week, he has been calling me Sarah, he's sending me text messages. All of a sudden, that particular night, I went out to get something. Came back to the house, someone lit candle in my house and cleaned my bed. I thought it was even my younger sister. So when I went outside, one lady that saw something, they said, this guy has been waiting for me here over 20 minutes. I off that particular candle. Only for him to come, he lit another candle and he I ran out. I did not even look back to go and save myself. So I don't know the one I'm hearing that. I don't know. Because how it happened.
And the Rivers State Police Command says it has launched a full investigation into the incident. A statement by the command's spokesperson, SB Grace Iringikoko, confirmed that the fire occurred at number 11B Okoro Street, Choba. Police said they received the reports that one Cynthia Chukunda, a 300-level female undergraduate student of the University of Port Harcourt, allegedly set her boyfriend, one Saint Sunny Amadi, a 32-year-old male from Elibrada community in a Moha local government area, ablaze in a room, resulting in severe injuries during the fire, and was rushed to the University of Port Harcourt Teaching Hospital for medical treatment. It said police detectives from the Choba division responded to the scene at about 11:12 a.m. on the day of the incident, and also visited Sunny at the University of Port Harcourt Teaching Hospital, where he was receiving treatment before he sadly passed away. The police also confirmed that Cynthia, who is said to be pregnant with Sunny's child, sustained severe burns and is currently receiving medical care. Now, due to her condition, the police say she has not yet been able to give a full statement, but will be questioned once she stabilizes. The command says the exact cause of the fire is still unknown. The Commissioner of Police, CP Olubenga Adeboju, is calling for calm and has assured the public that justice will be served as soon as the facts are fully established. Earlier, the coordinator, Rivers State Response Team on Violence Against Women and Children, Tombari Dumkakote, condemned the incident, saying it is the 7th death linked to domestic violence in the state in the last 2 months.
Whether she's being treated in any hospital or not, she needs to make the police know where her location is. She needs to turn in herself if she's receiving any treatment. After that treatment, the history of the relationship needs to be investigated, and then she will be held to account for whatever incident would have happened.
In another development, the Nigeria Bar Association NBA has condemned the killing of one of its members, Bright Nda Ohwo, who was reportedly killed in Port Harcourt on Saturday. Reports say Nda Ohwo was attacked around 8 p.m. after shopping at a supermarket at Rumomasi. Eyewitnesses said 3 armed men entered his vehicle and shot him without taking any valuables. Reacting to this, the NBA president, Afam Osigwe, in a statement expressed outrage over the tragic incident, describing it as senseless and brutal, and demanded immediate justice. Coming up next, ASU suspends services over salaries. Stay with us.
To thrive in a fast-changing world.
Tune in to Nigeria.
Have shared mixed reactions following recent comments by former Minister of Youth and Sports Solomon Dalong, describing Governor Fubara as too soft and honest. Such qualities should be encouraged among Nigerian politicians. Others note what needs to correct.
Being soft or honest in politics does not really make one bad or make one a bad politician. At least it's one of the attributes of leadership. But being extremely soft in politics is something that is not very good, which can have negative results, because sometimes one will have to take harsh decisions in some situations.
It is nature. The around politicians are human. Maybe because you don't go about destroying, that makes him a soft man. Two of us cannot behave the same way. So what is a human being? We need human being to rule us. We don't want this war type. We are gentle people. So we need somebody to.
He might be too soft, but he is not too honest. It's obvious that he attained this position through some form of godfatherism, and that is not a honest way.
I would advise other politicians to emulate, because we hardly see honest politicians in this current dispensation of our nation.
In other news, the leadership of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, says it has directed all its branches nationwide to suspend their services due to the delay in the payment of June 2025 salaries. The union cited the implementation of its No Pay, No Work resolution as the reason for the action. ASU President Professor Chris Piwona confirmed the development to journalists yesterday in Abuja. He said the institutions were merely implementing a resolution by the union's National Executive Council, NEC, which mandates that if salaries were delayed by more than 3 days in any month, members should suspend their services until the payments were made. Professor Piwona criticized the indifferent attitude of government officials towards the matter of lecturers' salaries, which he described as meager. In business, the International Monetary Fund has raised concerns over the lack of a robust social safety net to protect poor Nigerians from the adverse effect of ongoing economic reforms. In entertainment, popular Nigerian show promoter and comedian K.O. Baba has announced the theme for the 2026 edition of his annual comedy event, Mayor of Pitakwa. Speaking at a press briefing in Port Harcourt, K.O. Baba revealed that the upcoming edition will be titled The Mayor and the 12 Kings. The comedian also unveiled Solong Web3 as one of the sponsors already signed on for the 2026 edition. K.O. Baba hinted at the possibility of hosting the event for 2 days instead of the usual one-day schedule. He promised that the 2026 show set to be held on Easter Monday will be the biggest and most unforgettable edition yet.
Waishi is a big show, and of course it's a beautiful thing that I built this brand from the streets of Duke, and it has grown to become Port Harcourt City biggest indoor show. And it's also a good thing that the brand that is global can support us, and then they decide to partner with us. So I had to partner with a bigger brand, because what Solong is offering is the ability to help people also in aside of their biggest comedians. We're also planning from Port Harcourt to stream these shows in these 12 cities. That's what we're trying to achieve.
The CEO of Crypto Consulting Limited, Solomon Eso, shared his experience attending the 2025 edition of the Mayor of Pitakwa event.
I saw a banner somewhere talking about Mayor of Pitakwa. That was the first time in my life I ever heard of that phrase. So I wanted to know what Mayor of Pitakwa was all about. So I bought a ticket. When I saw the crowd, it blew my mind. And I wanted to know more about the organizers of that event. Basically, I contacted some of my colleagues abroad, and I told them that, look, something is happening in Nigeria, and that the caliber of people and everything, I showed them the video, and they became interested. I arranged with them that, look, we're going to partner with a brand called Mayor of Pitakwa. I told them that it was going to be very costly, but they told me that whatever it cost, they are going to pay the bills.
And now we move to sports. Nottingham Forest winger Anthony Elanga is set to travel to Newcastle United for a medical after the Tyneside club agreed a £55 million fee to sign the 23-year-old Sweden international from the City ground side.
And now we'll bring you news from around the world.
The White House has rejected suggestions that budget cuts at the National Weather Service NWS could have inhibited the disaster response. This comes as a death toll from flash floods that struck central Texas on Friday has now climbed to more than 100 people, and an unknown number of others are missing. Search and rescue teams are wading through mud-piled riverbanks as more rain and thunderstorms threaten the region. But hope was fading of finding any more survivors 4 days after the catastrophe. Camp Mystic, a Christian all-girls summer camp, confirmed at least 27 girls and a staff member were among the dead.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Well, on the news this afternoon you heard, persistent rainfall has slowed businesses in Port Harcourt. A woman, Cynthia Chukunda, who is accused of setting her lover ablaze in Choba, has spoken. The Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, has suspended services over salaries. On the foreign scene, you heard US has defended disaster response as the death toll in Texas flood rises to over 100. The news was edited by Onyeka Chinwosu. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808-721-7215. I'm Ifechukwu Moyele. Many thanks for listening.